Hello. I'm like, I got stuck on the couch. Well, not like stuck, but mentally stuck on the couch. And I was like, I can't do this. And I laid there, and then I told myself, 6 o'clock. What time was it? 5:30. 5:30. I was like, I'm just so tired. I'm just gonna lay on the couch for a little bit. Just for a few minutes. And then I'll stream. That was at 5:30. It's almost 8:30 now. And I sat there and I scrolled and I looked at different this platform and that platform and went to that one, and I think I found some things that I was like, I want to share this with someone. And then I was like, who am I going to share it with that, actually wants to see it or will reply? And then I just laid there for more hours. And anywho, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm here. I logged in my shaman because she had mail. I saw that she had mail. So, oh, look at this. I can train in the things. Why can't I train in the things?
Sunwell's glory shine on you.
This is my shaman. She's my alchemist and my jewel crafter. Alchemy, jewel crafting. What's the problem?
Anubalore Dalana.
Alchemy. 53 out of 100. But I can't buy that because you can only learn 2 primary possessions. Is this different than? Am I clicked on this?
Sun chase your shadows.
Alchemy research. Is that and this 2 different things? So confused right now. Okay, potions, flasks. What is this? I don't know. And this is like making trinkets and stuff or whatever. How are you even laying there? I So he got up and right now he's slamming his feet on the floor. He's throwing some sort of fit. So he got up and he went to come over here and I was like, no, you can't come in. It's all floor, right? He can't really get up on the floor with his bum leg. And you can't lay here. I said, go lay on your bed. So he turns around and he puts his legs, his back legs. I thought he was going to have a shit. And I was like, what are you? And then he just slams his ass on the ground. And I'm like, man, do alchemists not make things? Trinkets. Do alchemists not make trinkets? Potions. Yeah. These are flasks, obviously. Flasks and files. Potions. Alchemist stones. Transmutations. Like, what? Do I want to make potions or flasks? I feel like flasks are more expensive, but then potions you can make more of. We'll just do flasks. Whatever. But I'm curious, why won't this guy let me train? Alchemy requires level 5. And if I look at my profession, Midnight Alchemy, I'm level 53. And I just did some alchemy without buying the recipes, and now all of a sudden they're... Oh. I gotta go backwards? What?
May the eternal sun guide you. What
Something's
need
messed up
you?
here. I'm already an alchemist, thank you very much. Uh, yeah,
We shall not falter.
whatever. So I thought of something. Wow. So my hair feels like it's really messed up over here. I had a nice bath and I brushed it once and then I laid down, so it's whatever. Um, Crafting martyrs. So I had this thought. My Death Knight, who's an inscriptionist, has found a couple requests. I have unspent talent points. Did I ding or something? The heck? Oh, yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Okay. Yeah, we'll figure that out later. Um, and I thought, see, Ashdale on the Rope is not a high pop server. It's pretty low pop. Like if I open my chat, you're stuck now, aren't you? He opted for the bed. And the chat, there's one message on there that came up at, oh, it's 8:26. It's not moved. It's just sitting there. Down on my priest on Area 52, it goes by so fast. Like I can't read anything on it. The only reason why it moved right now is because someone is creating something, and apparently that's in that window. So that's the only reason why it's actually moving. So there's that. So then I thought if Ashton Nerve is not a busy server, there may be opportunity to make some gold because if I happen to look at the public order and find something that I can actually make, maybe I can make order or money, gold. So I don't know. I gotta do this. I don't have any of those. Is there none in the bank? Something blossom. Blessing blossom. Oh, this was old. These were old recipes. Like this is Kazgar. Kaz Algar. Why is why is this Algari uh, something doesn't feel right. That oil is midnight stuff. Did I buy these for this reason? Yes, I think I did. Okay, let's 53 alchemy. I don't know if I feel like doing a dungeon. I might just chat a little bit. Feel free to chat back, by the way. was just feeling a little, uh, blah, you know. And then I also told myself I didn't want this week to turn out like last week did, where I only streamed like what, 3 times in the whole week from Sunday to Saturday. Um, Sunday, Monday, Thursday. Did I even stream on Saturday? I don't even know. I feel like it was Sunday that got busy. So Sunday, Monday, Thursday, because Thursday was raid, and then I think Saturday. So I think I streamed 4 days last week. And then this week, I don't even know if I streamed on Sunday, because I know Sunday was a little bit busy. I think I did stream on Sunday a little bit. And then, because I don't know. Anywho, I could unlock a new hair. Pissing me off. Oh, that reminds me. Um, hey Brandon, how you doing? Hey, did my notification thing go up saying streaming? It didn't, did it? Did my streams work? Tank? No. He's trying to slowly back up into my area as if I'm not gonna notice. I don't want him to lay on the floor here because one, I could roll on him. He'll be pissed off at me. Two, if he lays on the floor, he's gonna have a hard time getting up. So I want him to lay on the bed. Um, or at least the rug. Okay, I bought a shit ton of these. Why did I buy a shit ton of these? Are there other things you get from these? And what does this do? Oh, okay, it gives me these. Okay, so maybe that's why I wanted to do those. I don't know. How you doing, Brandon? Dude, this is gonna piss me off. Only got 2 up there. Fill those all the way up to 200. Fill that to 200. You gotta make sure the ones on that side are... What is that? Vicious Flask of Honor. Did I buy those for this? Why did I buy those? That's why I bought them. They're down. Oh. Purchase from the alchemy suppliers. Oh. Why are you banging the floor?
My goods are one of a kind.
Just so violent. Hey, there's none of those in there. Oh, through Kaz Algar. Oh, okay.
May my goods serve
Whatever.
you well.
Stop. I don't think he wants to be over here. I think he wants to be over there. But he's throwing a little bit of a fit. So if he wants to be over there, I'll just move him back over there. Lazy brain, lazy brain, lazy body. That's me. Oh, okay. What are you guys doing today? daily quests, all that stuff, dungeons, delves, raiding. I had an interview today. Um, Not a job interview, but a potential training opportunity. But it doesn't start till the end of October for driving the haul truck. And she told me it went well. Um, but you know, they can't tell you right away. Um, and yeah, she said I did really well. Um, some of the positive things that she said was she really liked the fact that I was not afraid, or that I was confident enough to, when she asked me a question, um, that I was confident enough to take a moment to pause before I answered. Because I just like, um, tell me a situation where, you had to do something and, blah, 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 whatever, right? Behavioral interview questions. And I, um, I went through the STAR method. I did that. I had a really good example of the fact that when I was working at Pure Later, um, we had some people working beside each other in like, there's trucks in a row. There's like, I don't know, 12, 13 trucks on one side, and then 12 or 13 trucks on the other side, and the belt's down the middle. And we're standing on like a little raised whatever. And the packages are coming down the belt, and each employee, some of them have, two truck like at the beginning of the line. So how do I explain this? Okay, so the big semi trucks come, they back into the warehouse. That we have a crew at the beginning there that they unload the trailers onto the belt. The belt goes up, and then at the top there are two people, or two or three people. There's one person right there that's just their sole job is to flip the packages so that the labels can be facing up, so that the sorters just down like a few feet away can see the addresses so they can sort them faster. Um, Now I've done all of those positions. I've been part of the unloading the trucks. I love that part, by the way. I move so fast. Unloading the truck, putting the things on the belt. Like when you're doing that, you don't really worry about. It depends. Like if we're rushing, you don't worry about the labels being up. And then that's why they put that one person at the top. I've been that person to flip the packages so that the address is up. I've also, while I was doing the flipping, oh, I'm not even doing anything. While I was doing the flipping, I also, because I knew um, which went on which line. So there's like south side over here, and then there's like south south, more, whatever. Um, so I knew we had two Pudros, whatever you call it. Um, so the next people that sort, the two, usually there's two. If it's really busy, there's two, um, just a couple feet down, and they will sort um, together based on which line it goes down. So on one side, there's like I explained, there's a belt, and then there's a row of trucks on each side. And then on the other side, there's another belt and row of trucks on each side. Hi, Damien. Oh, are we having the same problem here again? And then we have another uh, another section that goes to where, anywho. So the two people up top basically split between the two, and anything that doesn't belong on either or something that's too big, the guys unloading will put it off to the side. So when I was at the spot where I had to just flip the packages so that label was up, I also, because I knew which stuff goes on which belt, I also helped start the sort, I guess, so that by the time it got to the two sorters, that was less packages that they would have to look after. Anywho, it's a warehouse. Not everybody got along together. Some people were very not friends in there. So my situation in this behavioral question is um, basically tell me of a situation where you had uh, oh yeah, well, thank you for the like, where you had uh, teamwork, right? So I said, okay, so I'm going to use this example. I was a lead hand and trainer at this point at Pure Later, working night shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., whatever. Um, and It was a busy night. The semi trucks were late. And I mean, for part of the night, we ended up just sitting around not doing much, sweeping, whatever, right? Chatting. And then finally the truck came in and we had to rush because we had to have the trucks loaded and gone by a certain time because we had what they call 9 a.m. deliveries. They had to be delivered but before 9 a.m. or by 9 a.m. guaranteed, right? So we had to make sure we moved. We had to move our ass. So we did. We were going, and I had sometimes stores, for example, let's say Fairweather or something, Mark's Work Warehouse. We had one area that has a lot of those retail stores, and a lot of those retail stores would get um, 60 boxes. Now, when you get a big load like that and they start coming down the line, there is under the side, under the belt, there's a line, a cord. So it's basically an emergency cord. If anyone needs to stop the line, you just pull the cord and the belt stops. You have to reset it at the end. There's a couple different spots to reset it. Anywho, um, now some people, when they start getting overwhelmed or it gets backed up at the end of the line, because some people miss their packages, it happens. So the people at the end of the line have to take the missed packages, put them in a bin, they get pulled around and then put back on the belt. And then some people are learning, so they don't really know their boxes. But each person on the Peugeot, um, some people are responsible for two trucks. So there's sorters at the beginning of the line, this line, and uh, usually one sorter. That one sorter might have two trucks to load. Um, and then we have another sorter on the other side who takes other packages that go down a different line. That might have one truck. But some of the other people had possibly four trucks. Depending on who showed up to work or not, sometimes they had like five trucks. There we are. How's it going? I'm just chatting tonight, I think. Um, so my task that night was uh, the situation is we're behind. There's a lot of packages coming down the line. We need to get them off the belt and into the trucks as soon as possible. But here's a catch. If there's on the packages, it'll say like one of 60, for example. So if a loader, a truck loader, would see one box come and say, look, it's number 9 out of 60 or something. Uh-oh, guess what's going to happen now? They can't put that on the truck, the delivery truck, until all 60 are there. So they have to put it, there's some space in between some of the trucks sometimes there's not really. Um, But they try to park the trucks so that the ones that have the bigger stores have some spaces. Uh, is going slow. I'm still working. Oh no, I'm sorry. How about you? I literally got stuck on the couch. Not literally. My mind got stuck on the couch. I had a nice bath and I laid down and I started scrolling and it was like, I don't know, it was like 5:30 or something. And then I just started scrolling. I'm like, I should probably stream. I should do some keys. But I didn't move. I laid there for almost 3 hours just scrolling and beating myself up for not getting up and streaming. And then finally I did. So here I am. I've only been here for what, 20 minutes? 30, almost 30 minutes. But I'm just like, you know, I hope your work is going fine. Um, yeah, so my task that night was to make sure that everything got unloaded. Now we had people working beside each other who did not like each other. And so let's say not person A, because they're usually the sorter, person B on the line on this side has packages and they miss a package. It goes down. The next person will see the package and know that that box belongs to the person before. Sometimes they'll take it off and put it down outside the person's truck or just in between their lines. Now, sometimes when they don't like each other, they'll just let it go. And then the person at the end of the line has to take it off and put it into the bin, and the bin gets recycled through. Nothing wrong with taking care of yourself. Yeah. That's what my friend was telling me. Just relax. If you need to relax, just relax. And I was like, no, I gotta stream. People are gonna leave me. They're not gonna come back because I don't stream enough. And he's like, you're worrying too much. And I probably am. But I think a part of me too just wanted to tell my story about my interview today. Um, so the situation in this is we got a lot of packages to handle. The task, the S is situation, T is task. The task is I need to figure out a way to make it so that too many packages didn't get missed and get recycled and missed and recycled and missed. Um, and I had workers beside each other that did not like each other. And I can only do so much. I can still go in and help, but I can only do so much, right? As one person. But if I can get the two people that don't like each other to work together and I can help them, then things will go better. So that was the task. Um, so I talked to each person individually and said, hey, look, eh, we all know we were sitting around for, an hour or so till the trucks got here, and now we're rushing to get stuff done. And I have to try to keep an eye on everyone, help everyone out. And I would really appreciate it if you could help person A or person B, let's say, um, can you do that for me? Person C would say, oh man, I hate that guy. And I'll be like, I know I get it, but honestly, if you can help me out by helping person B out, I would really appreciate it. Yeah, okay, I've earned enough respect that, person C is fine helping person B. Now I got to go talk to person B. And same thing, same situation. Yeah, okay. So A was action. That was the action that I took, which is talking to each of them to, let's get this together. And R is result. And the result is that we did fine. Everything was caught up. I mean, sure, a couple packages still went by. It wasn't perfect, but like the goal is to not stop the belt too many times. People up there get mad. They're trying to sort and the belt stops and they're just standing there. So, um, so the result was we got everything done. The trucks made it out as they needed to. Nobody was late. None of the trucks were late leaving. So, yay, I'm the hero. So that was good. good behavioral interview question. Um, so there was another one that she asked as well, and oops, and she said, okay, I'm going to ask you another one. Usually they only ask one, right? She's like, I'm going to ask you another one. So what's another situation? This time it's a safety sensitive situation. Um, what's another situation that you can describe that there was a safety issue? Um, and I said, oh, uh, I took a moment to pause to think about that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to use the same company because this is a big one. Um, like I said, we start work at what, 11 p.m. or something till 7 a.m. We're standing outside, hanging out, and I almost said in the smoking pit, but not that that's a big deal. But I just said we hang out outside sometimes, wait for time to start working, chat, whatever. One of the workers shows up smashed, completely drunk. And you could smell it off of him. He's bragging that he drank so much, however much of a whiskey bottle or something. He's so proud of himself. And I felt I should go in and talk to the managers and say, hey, look, this guy's drunk. So I did. I went inside, and um, it's a huge safety issue, not only for the rest of us, but for himself. And there's moving parts on these belts, right? So um, so I did. I went inside and I talked to the manager. Said, hey, just so you know, Buddy's drunk. Um, I don't think it's a good idea for him to be here. And um, we had our toolbox meeting or whatever you call it, safety meeting, and then they took him after and fired him. Um, and I felt terrible. Like I felt terrible, right? And um, so that happened. And later on, like everyone's talking, of course, and then they, some of them are pretty good friends there. And then there's talk, and they're like, I wonder who told, blah blah blah, right? And I just kept my mouth shut because like I don't want to be like get in trouble from these my coworkers or whatever, right? So I didn't say anything, and then um, people started blaming me, saying it was you, and I was like, and then eventually I was like, you know what? That was a safety situation, and I'm sorry, but I need to go home every day, to my kids. Everybody else here needs to go home to their loved ones. We just need to go home, you know, and I didn't want to work in a situation that was unsafe. So, whatever. Um, One of the guys there, uh, I was helping fill in for some unloading trucks, and he was working on the opposite side of the line. Um, Started talking about it, and I was like, okay, whatever, whatever, right? There's nothing to feel terrible about. You didn't tell him to show up drunk. How would you feel if he hurt someone? Yeah, exactly. Um, but it's the pure situation too, right? Like I don't know. I did feel bad. He lost his job, you know. But at the same time, you're right. Like he shouldn't have, and that's why I did go tell on him. But you just don't come to work like that. So I was talking to this one guy while we were working. It was like a day or two later. And at this point, nobody exactly knew it was me. But at this point, he suspected it was me. His name was John. And I remember he's like trying to grill me, right? Like, do you know who did it? I'm like, I don't know, whatever, right? And he's like, oh, he goes, because some of us have an idea on who did it. And I was like, okay, cool. It's none of my business, right? We're just working, and he's casually talking, and he says, yeah. He goes, um, let's say I found out who did it, he says, and let's say that person, you know, one day just something happened to their truck and, you know, not a good situation, you know, and I was like, okay. And I drove a truck at that time, and everyone loved my truck. Um, so I knew he was talking. I knew he was threatening me. Um, and I just shrugged it off. Whatever, like it's none of my business, right? He mentioned something about stuffing something in a tailpipe or doing something else, and I'd just be careful of if I was that person, he said. So from that day on, um, I did a good walk around my truck and looked under it and everything before I left work. And yeah, that was the situation. But and then eventually, I think that person left and I left at some point or something. Um, but in the interview, when I told her about this, and she said that's really good that you could have saved people getting hurt, not just one person, but and I was like, yeah, I know, but you know, um, and then she asked me a question that I hadn't really thought of, and she said, if the situation were to happen again, do you think you would do anything differently? And I was like, I'm not sure. And I was like, I've never really thought about that, Like after being threatened, I almost was like, I don't know if I should have said something. But uh, the safety conscious self of me, I don't know why I did that with my finger, um, says I did the right thing, right? And she goes, okay, so, let's say it happened again. Like, do you think maybe you could like take a different approach? And I was like, yeah, actually, I probably could have talked to the guy first and said, hey, look, you're in no condition to be working. Maybe you should call in sick and go home and sleep it off or something, you know. But at the same time, sometimes it's easier to say things are the right thing to do, but when it actually comes down to it, it's not the easiest thing to do. But I did say yes. I said, you're right. I said, that's a great suggestion. I said, if it ever happened again, I definitely would do that. And that was the only tip she had for me at the end of the interview, where she said, I kind of pushed you a little bit, to figure out a different scenario. Um, and I was like, yeah. I said, I appreciate that, you know. Um, and I'm definitely taking that, you know, into account for anything if anything happened again. So, but yeah, that was a great suggestion that, I could have just talked to him. But then again, I've been around a lot of drunk people in my life. And based on people's personalities, um, some people you just can't talk to. You just can't talk to, no matter what. You can't convince them. Some people are really easy to convince when they're drinking. This guy was the type of guy, he was bragging how much he drank, and saying that he could still do his job just fine and no issues, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, there was, I don't feel like there was any way that he was gonna say, oh, you're right. I'm gonna go home and sleep it off, right? He just didn't seem like he wasn't that type of person. So, um, but of course, I didn't say I did tell her that, yeah, I definitely would do that in another situation if it came up again. But overall, it was good. She said that when I spoke very clearly. I didn't have to repeat myself. She didn't have to ask me to repeat myself. Um, I know what I want. I'm confident. She said, whether you were nervous at all, she said, I did not tell. I could not tell if you were nervous. You just seemed calm, collected. You knew what you were going to answer. And so she complimented me on that. And I was like, thanks. I appreciate that. So the next step in the process, in the application process, is to do the drug and alcohol testing and fitness testing, which I'm not worried about at all. But of course, they ask you the questions, right? Like, are you okay? With drug and alcohol testing? Yeah. Um, would there be any like if we asked you to do the drug and alcohol test today, would you have any concerns? I'm like, nope, not at all. And she's like, okay. Um, I don't even know. We were talking about it a little bit.
With
And I
perseverance
said
and
something
strength.
to the fact that I hate the smell of weed. Like I do. I just don't like the smell of it. And she's like, okay, that's good. So now she said she will get back to people by May 22 at 4 p.m. So she said maybe even sooner. So um, that's what, 3 weeks? So she said until then, she said you have no homework, you have no additional steps to do, you're not missing any of your documentation. And we talked about budgeting as well. Um, and she actually told me there might be like a 6 week period there where I might not have any income. So how this program works is it's the end of October, probably like the last week of October. Week one is online training. Week two is an in-person training. So I'd have to go up to Fort Mac to do that training. And of course, they fly us up there. They give us, we stay in camp or whatever, or they give us a hotel to stay in. And we train there for a week. I'm going to assume it's simulation training. That's what I'm assuming. And then after that, if we pass that training, then we can get 6 months of training, paid training. But she said there's going to be like 6 weeks there where I won't have any income. Looks like. Um, Now here's the thing. I'm on well, I'm not. It's on pause right now, but unemployment right now, and I have a lot of weeks left. Now, the last time I did my training in September, October, um, I hope you guys don't mind that I'm just sitting here chatting. The program I took in September, October, I signed up for the program, and as I was filling out my unemployment weeks reporting, I answered the question that are you in training? Yes, I'm in training, and that stopped everything. It stopped my whole application, everything on unemployment, and I had zero income from like September 3rd or whatever it is until or sorry, September 8th until uh like almost mid-November. I had zero income. Now that was a big struggle because we also moved in that time and had to pay rent for two places in October. So it was a really stressful time. I don't know how we did it. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. I mean, my utilities went from on a plan to what's called rate of last resort. So basically, instead of them cutting you off, they cut you off of the plan, which has the special amount, like the cheaper amount, and you get put on rate of last resort plan, which is actually a more expensive plan. It makes no sense. So they put me on that instead of cutting things off. So I was thankful for that. And then, my cell phone, my data got cut off, and there was four of us on the same plan. We all got cut off of data. Um, So it was really hard to do anything outside of the house. But you know what? It makes you really realize, how much do you really need data? You know, like yeah, sure for GPS and stuff, but yeah. So anywho, we managed to make it. I don't know how. I don't know if we'd be able to do that again. But I'm thinking, come this October, what if it's the same October, November? What if it's the same situation? So she did say that they have some funding options available as well if it comes down to it that, because sometimes unemployment won't approve you to go to do training. Um, so there is that chance. I the last time I did end up convincing the lady that I would quit the training if I got offered a job because and she's like, why would you do that if you're in training, full-time training? And I said to her, which was true, was, well, if someone offers me a full-time job, I have to take it because I have no money right now. Even if that means I get kicked out of the training, even if that means that I have to pay my funding back that paid for the training, even if I have to pay that back, which was $19,000, I said in the moment I would have to take the job because I need to pay some bills. I had to make money. Like it's not easy to be going to the food bank here. Like the food bank stuff is everything's outdated and some of it by like a year or two. Like I don't know how they managed to get away with giving people some of the food they give them. It should be illegal. Hey Vicky. Um yeah, so we were talking about that a little bit. But I do know now that before I start my training, I'm going to talk to unemployment and say, hey, I have this training coming up and I have a contract with the company I'm working with right now. My contract is going to end. I do have a training opportunity at this point. Um, and you have to get permission from them, like some certain code or something from another government company that says, yes, you're allowed to take the training. Um, So once I can get that, then I should be okay with unemployment. But it's good to know that the training place has some backup emergency funding or something. So thank goodness. Um, but in the meantime, I'm gonna try to see if I can put money aside. But it's kind of hard, like especially when we're just scraping by as it is, right? Um, and that's why I go to plasma. Oh, look at that. Oh, I like seeing that. Man, I put a lot of things in. Oh, I don't want those. No, I don't want those. No, I don't want those. Man, now my bags are full of stuff. Actually, I can use some of those. Can I? Oh, that's not what I'm trying to click in. It's exciting for you, honey. Oh, thank you. Yeah, but you know what? I don't know. A part of me, I really want to drive a haul truck. Um, but some part of me is just like, just give up. Just at least I have payroll as a background to fall back on, right? Some people are not that lucky. I could always just call up one of the contract companies that I've worked for and say, hey, do you have anything available? You know, um, worst case. Oh, right, I don't have any of those. So, I don't know. We'll see. So far, I've made it this far. This is probably the fourth time I think I'm applying for this program. So, Yeah, I think it's the fourth time. Um, and then I applied for another program like before, and I didn't get in because I couldn't pay my own room and board at the time. But the that's exactly what I was going to say, Vicky. Never give up. You got this. You got this far. Yes. And that's yeah. That's her final question for me was, and she said, people hate this question because it's so hard to answer. And she said, the final question is, why should we pick you for this program? I said, yep, that's a hard one. I said, but you know what? I've been through a lot of trauma in my life. Started at age 3, um, worked up through childhood, adolescence. Then I thought I was saved, and then I found out I wasn't saved, and that went on for 30 years. And then finally, I started to find my own voice and discover that, you know, at one point I thought I realized that my opinions didn't matter, so I just stopped caring. Um, and I said, and then I came to my senses, and I realized that my opinions may not matter to some people or certain people, but they should matter to me. And so I started sticking up for myself and ended that relationship. And, you know, it's been 2.5 years now. And I feel like I said, I still got a ways of healing to go. I said, but I've already come so far. And I'm looking to do me now, and this is something I've wanted to do. Maybe not specifically, I didn't know exactly about haul trucks when I was like 8 years old when I started to learn how to drive, but I knew I wanted to drive. I knew I love driving. Driving is my passion. Like, some of the things I wanted to be when I was a kid. What do you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be a monster truck driver. I wanted to be a race car driver. Um, and then eventually, I wanted to drive the semi trucks, travel the world or the world. Um, and then eventually, you know, started discovering the world of numbers as well. And started doing tax returns. So I enjoyed numbers too, and just had that, you're not good enough for this, or, which was my environment. And um, and that the first time I tried for the program, for the haul truck program, um, man, I wish I could have gotten in it back then. Oh, the first time I tried the program, I couldn't pay for my own room and board, and then they said to me, "We have another program for payroll, be a payroll specialist." And I was like, "Well, I do like numbers," so I said, "Okay." So that's where I went, and that's where I've been since 2015, basically. And not that I felt stuck, and I've enjoyed a lot of the companies that I've worked for. But I've always had that little voice at the back of my mind, that when I worked for a company where we had like the cubicles, right? And I used to refer to myself as a cubicle zombie. And because you get up the same time, you take the bus downtown, you get off the bus, you walk with all the rest of the cubicle zombies across the street. You're all carrying your little bags, some of them with the laptops in them, some of them with whatever, files and stuff like that. And you go into your cubicle and you sit there all day, and you don't even see the light outside. You sit there all day, and sometimes, you sit there and you show up in the dark and you leave in the dark, especially in the winter. Um, And I just always thought to myself, is this where I'm going to be the rest of my life? I don't think this is for me. So, hey Andy, I'm doing all right. I'm a little bit low energy. I didn't really feel like playing, but I mustered up the energy to at least come and sit and chat. Um, so that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, but I love trucks. I love pickup trucks. I see people driving the pickup trucks, they're all decked out and everything, and I'm just like, And I had a truck at the one point for a few years, um, and I loved it. Hella expensive on gas, and I hate to say it. I hate to say this out loud, but I'm glad I don't have a truck right now because of how the price of gas. But you know what? I still would make it work the best I could, you know? Andy says, yeah, I've been feeling drained for the past week. Yeah. Like last week, Andy, I barely logged in at all last week. And then tonight, um, kind of nice relaxing bath, and I laid on my couch and I just laid there and like don't fall asleep because I want to make sure I sleep okay tonight. But I was scrolling on my phone forever, watching different videos and stuff like that. Um, and I was like, oh, I should be streaming right now. And then it was coming up on 7 o'clock, and I'm like, I usually start my stream at 7. I'm like, oh, I gotta get up, I got it, and I couldn't. My body was just like, So I laid there till it's 8:15 or something, and then finally I just forced myself to get up and come sit here. So um, I'm gonna appreciate it again when I lay down on my couch. So I'm here. I don't think I'm gonna do any keys or anything, but I was thinking just like um, professions or whatever. Vicky said it's 4:15 a.m. Why are you awake, Vicky? You ever have like you have someone that you can just like sit around and just chat with, you know? Like whether it's in person or on stream, right? You guys are listening to me. I appreciate it. Sometimes you just want to chat. Um, Andy says if you like trucks, you should move to the south, Lafayette. We have big trucks and mud holes. Uh, I don't know if you know this, Andy, but uh, up here in Alberta, this is oil country. So trust me, there's a lot of big trucks here and mud holes here as well. So I, I don't need to put up with your president to see that. Def Hunt, yeah. But it's not just about seeing them. I kind of I want one of my own. I want, you know, I want an off-road truck that I can take to play in the mud with. Like, and trust me, I know what some of those trucks are made for, and I'll give them what they want, just like they'll give me what I want. Mud. Y'all are fixing to vote to leave Canada. That's not gonna happen. Nope. Nope. It's not. There's no way that's gonna happen because in order for that to happen, the reservations have to agree on this, and that's not gonna happen. Absolutely not. Um, yeah. But yeah, something else I wanted to be when I was a kid, a veterinarian, because I loved animals. But then you gotta do surgery. You gotta see their insides, and that wasn't. I didn't think I could do that. Mind you, I've watched people, doom scrolling. Somehow I watched people doing operations, and that didn't really bother me that much. But again, I'm not right there, so maybe that's why. You go, girl. You want a truck? You have a truck, girl. I will eventually. And not just the little models that I have here, but I feel like I will eventually. And if not, I think I'm at the point where I'm just, it's okay. You know, it definitely would be great to have. I'd love to have a truck. Even with the gas prices, I still would love to have a truck. Um, but I don't like having the debt, like I still owe like, what is it, 32,000 on my vehicle, on my SUV. It's only worth about 20, but because my interest and stuff. Um, Andy says, when I was younger, I was into Baja VW bugs. I'd go mudding during the weekend. So fun. Oh, that's awesome. Vicky says, I wanted to start driving, but now the price of fuel sod that. Yes. Oh, yeah, but you know what? We Albertans here are complaining of the gas prices. I think it was someone said they're at like 186.9 cents per liter here. And if I Safari, so cents per liter to gallon price. Okay, quick conversion. No, I just want a calculator that does that. I don't want the conversion. Yeah, I don't want to think about that. Anywho, so 186, hold on. 186 point, what? 21,186? Excuse me. 186.9 cents times 4. That's a gallon, right? 4 liters is a gallon. That's 747.6 cents per gallon, or $7.47 per gallon. Um, that's what the price is right now, and this is just Canadian, of course. I think gas prices are going to drop very fast soon. Oh, okay. I thought I saw an article something saying they won't be moving anytime soon here at least. But we complain here in Alberta. We're paying 186.9 or 189.9. Sorry, that's what it was. But even still, close enough. $750 or $7.50 per gallon. In BC, this was like uh, the end of last week. They were paying like 220 cents, 215 cents or whatever per liter. So instead of 750, 9 times 4, we're at $8.64 per gallon in BC. And we're complaining here at the price. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to complain anymore. No vote for Thursday. What? DR March. March is the new raid, hey? Yeah, I don't want to do Reclear. Right now, there's 3 votes for DR March and 1 vote for DR, then Reclear. Didn't see it. Done. What am I doing at the auction house? Oh, I'm gonna put this stuff in there. Doris is crying. I think she wants her morning chicken. Oh, wait, it's too early, Doris. Don't upset your tummy. I've been doing well with the fasting. And I've been trying to go a little bit longer. But I'm not doing as well on that one. But I'm still going at least 16 hours, so pretty much 17 hours with no eating. But it's really hard because I stop eating at 3 p.m., right? And people start uh, making food at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Someone just made some food here. It's like 9:30. Someone just made some food here, and I walk by and I'm like, damn it. That's the whole process. You like that, Vicky? Yep, that's the whole process. And then I walk away upset. Um, but I have not given in, not once between 3 p.m. Well, okay, that's not true. I've had a time where I couldn't eat for like an hour or 2 hours there, and then it was like, oh, it's like 2:50 p.m. or something, and I'm starving. So I still had to get food and sat down and ate. So the one time I did finish eating at like 3:20 or something. Um, I was gonna use those for disenchanting or something. Sealed weathered crests? Is that dragon? Not dragonflight. Dornagal place? Huh.
Treat my wares with care.
Treat my wares with care. Why can't I open them? Now it's gray. What the mother trucking heck? Whatever. Whatever. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, Theria, thank you so much for hanging out and listening and chatting. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. Andy says, I've been avoiding food for the past 2 days. I'm so hungry. Also trying to cut back on how many sodas I'm drinking a day. Yes, that's a big one. Um, One thing that I helped me, Andy, not that I'm giving unsolicited advice, I'm gonna say it anyway, but one thing that helped me with cutting down on drinking pop is when I felt I really, really needed it, because it's like a sugar thing, right? You can get, it's like you're addicted to it. Um, I actually would just um, get a shot glass and I would just put it in the shot glass and be like, that's it. And just have that. I have this little cup here actually. If you have a cup something like this size, that could be a good starting point, and then go down to like a shot glass or something. But that definitely helped me cut down on pop. But yeah, I'm really hungry too right now. Why can't I, like, I can't do anything with this. I need to reload. Make sure I don't have any missed messages first. No. Maybe I'll try to see if I can like sell that or destroy it or something. Let's see, is it still there? It's still there, but it's gray. Whose smart idea was it to put my mount behind my bag? Like, come on. I can't move that.
I have many
Oh, obviously I can't sell it. Let's clean up these bags. What?
It's locked.
Item is locked.
Farewell,
Nice.
friend of the Grummles.
Nice. Oh, I didn't look at the jewel crafting trainer. I have to take my car for an oil change. The dealership keeps sending me emails and text messages saying, "Hey, trade in your vehicle." Blah blah blah.
Is at hand.
Who?
Are you planning a purchase?
Nope.
Return when you need more.
Yep.
Anu Belore Delana. We will have justice.
I don't meet the requirements for that quest.
The eternal sun guides us.
I can't get the. I can't go.
Remember the
Oh,
sun
wait. Did I? Am I supposed to pick?
Glory
Is
to
that
the
what I did? Oh,
Sindora.
okay. There's my problem. Okay. Taylor, herbs. I think I'm gonna go with the herbs. Oh, jewel crafting. You only get one of these, right? Let's go with the jewel crafting one.
The dark times will pass. State your business. Keep your wits about you. Shorel Iran.
I'm gonna get experience from doing these. It's a good thing I didn't. Oh. Whatever. Just unlock something.
We endure. Anu balore dalana. Anu bala balore alan. Glory to the Sindora.
Okay. I can do that. Crafting orders. I'm not gonna be able to make anything in public. Filter to get rid of unlearned and have materials. Ah! Ah! There's a glimmer. What do I need? The heck? I have this. Why didn't it say I... That was weird. I put have materials and it took everything out. I need some of that. Oh, right. The bag I got was jewel crafting stuff. Okay, I'm gonna put this up here. gotta go to the auction house to get some things. I'm so tired and hungry.
Anaria
Take
Shema.
away your food, don't let me see. What was that called? Tranquility Bloom. Oh, I only got 13,000 gold on this character. Mm. Oh, this one's only 1 gold. Oh, it looks like I might need more Tranquility Bloom than I thought. How many of those do I have? 2 and 1. Those are more expensive. Got 300 of those. I feel like I need to get more though. I don't need those. Those are appendixes. And then maybe I'll
Return
increase my
when you
skill
need
enough. Hey Venom, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. You missed the whole ass conversation about my well, I don't know if you were here or not, but my interview today. So step 1 of the application process was put some of the documents into the online portal. Is that glowing? Oh yeah, that's Jewel Crafter's Bench. That's not where I'm going. Oh, yep it is.
Baladash, Malanore. Sun chase your shadows. May the eternal sun guide you.
Okay, I don't even
They
have
shall
skill
not
5.
falter.
Over here. So step 1 in the process was put some of your documents in, fill out the budget form kind of thing, put your resume in, driver's license, whatever. I had to put another driver's license in because it expires in a couple of days. So I had to renew that. Step 2 was fill out this, it's like a behavior assessment. So then there's all these questions like, here's the scenario. Do you either agree with 100% do nothing, mind your own business, or 2, go and tell, for example. Um, uh, Last year in the process, I ended up choosing down the middle line too many times, and I'm pretty sure that's what got me removed. I didn't make it past step 2 last year. Um, so I made sure to have opinions one way or the other, or closer to one way or the other. Um, and they do repeat a lot of the questions just to see if you're lying. I feel like I should make some of these I feel like this one's gonna go yellow first. So I made it through that step this time. Step 2. Step 3 was the interview that I had today. And if I make it to step 4 is drug and alcohol testing and fitness testing. Or I should say drug and alcohol and fitness testing. Now, I've done the fitness testing 3 times, I think. One, two, yeah, two in the program, um, as I was applying, and then, no, I've done it 2 other times too. We're just working for companies. I've done it there as well. So I've probably done the fitness testing about 4 times at least. And the fitness testing for obviously the companies that I had to do the testing for, the testing was 50 pounds. Um, so the fitness testing, they have like 2 or 3 steps and literally a wall. When you stand on the top step, you're like face to face with the wall like that. Ridiculous. I don't know why. Um, but they play a guy talking and like there's a beat and you have to go up two or up 1 2 down 1 2. You know what I mean? You have to like keep going with it. Um, oh, um, so that's very tiring. Dude, I thought I was gonna get new recipes.
Are you planning a purchase?
I don't have enough to buy that, do I? Did I? No, I didn't. I don't have enough to buy those. And then the other part of the fitness testing is they have you, well, the one part is they have a crate on the floor that had 50 pounds weights in it, and you had to pick it up from the ground, put it on the shelf, take it from the shelf, put it back on the ground, and you had to do that a number of times. Um, and then with the same 50-pound crate uh, box or whatever it is, you had to um, basically be facing the wall, pick it up, turn around, go halfway across the room, put it down, um, pick it up, turn around, go back to the beginning and go back and forth like that. And then there was a couple of times where they get you to go to the end of the room and back, or stop in the middle and then go to the end of the room, then back, stop in the middle. Um, very, very physically demanding, 50 pounds, right? But I passed every time. And the thing is, they want to get your heart rate up, and then they want to see by the time they get your heart rate up to a certain point, how long it takes for your heart rate to come back down. Um, so I managed to do it. But now they changed the weight requirement on the testing, so now it's actually 35 pounds, not 50. Um, Now, I also know that I'm pretty good at pushing myself when I really need to. So if I had to do the 50-pound one, I feel like I could still do it. I might need a little more time to let my heart rate calm down, but I feel like I could still do it. Um, I'm glad that it's 35 pounds. Um, and I'm also glad that I currently am doing things to improve my health and my strength as well. Like I know I stopped going to the gym last year, um, which is June actually, was the last time I went, and not really looking to get back into the gym, but I am doing more now than I usually do with steps. And again, I've told you guys before, I brush my teeth and I do squats while I'm brushing my teeth in the mornings. I could do it in at nighttime too. Um, and then what else? I went to the mall the other day and I did what I needed to while I was there. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to walk around the mall twice. So I did. I walked around the mall twice. Of course, I spent more money because I walked around the mall. But, and then I almost spent more money. but they didn't have any t-shirts that I wanted or the right size. Um, so I didn't buy a $30 t-shirt, but I wanted one. They didn't have any, so I didn't end up buying any. Where do I get like training from? Vicky says, I was told there was loads of bigger people at gym, and when I got there, there was all slim men and women. Oh, but you know what, Vicky? If you are planning on going to the gym again, or if you still go to the gym, um, uh, that may have felt a little bit deceiving to you, but I know myself, I was kind of one of the bigger girls at the gym, um, and I started being self-conscious about it. But then I told myself, you know what? I'm here doing a good thing, you know. If anyone wants to make fun of me or whatever, I don't care, right? Heck, I even took video of myself and made videos, or I did it live. Like, not only was I doing it in the gym, I was like, hey guys, look at my fat ass while I try to do some, exercises and weights and blah, blah, blah. So I, I went from, I don't want people to see me to, hey, watch me do this. Um, I guess going from one extreme to the next. But at my gym there were all kinds of sizes of people and people bigger than me even, and but it was a good atmosphere. I really really like that gym. I heard that at another gym not too far away from here, which is a popular gym because it's really cheap and it has 24-hour open for 24 hours. Um, I've heard of, people going there and
Sunwell's
um,
glory shine on you.
they men would stare at the women while they're working out and follow them around in the gym and just made them all around uncomfortable. Um, so, I appreciated the gym that I was at. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here.
We endure. Shorella Ran.
Oh, I used to go with a friend who was also a big girl, but then she moved. There's no chance I'll go on my own. Aw, that's the hardest. It is the hardest to go on your own. I mean, when I started going to the gym, I convinced one of my daughters to come with me. So she came with me a couple times. And and then eventually she just stopped coming. Like, I don't want to go today or whatever, right? And then she just stopped coming. So, and then I was fine by myself. But when I first started the gym, I did lose. I lost like 10 or 12 pounds. Like, was it 12 or 18 pounds? I want to say within the first 3 weeks, I lost like 12 or 18. I can't remember which one it was, but I was so proud. And then after that, I don't know. I gained it back, and all I'm thinking is, okay, I'm uh, I'm gaining muscle. That's why the scale's going back up. I don't want to do that quest. What quest did I just unlearn that? But this one, I don't want to do that. Abandon. Yeah, no thank you. Keep that quest to yourself. And then my weight stayed the same. I looked the same, even though I gained more muscle. I might have lost some fat, but I gained more muscle, so the scale stayed the same, which honestly I was okay with, as long as I knew that I was gaining muscle. But the one thing that did not happen, that I wanted to happen was I wanted to lose more visceral fat, which is like the fat around my belly. I wanted to lose more of that, and it was not going anywhere. Um, But also I was eating the same as I usually did. And yeah, so that didn't help. And then eventually I just quit. I just quit. I was like, oh, I'm not going to the gym today. I'm not going to the gym this week. Oh, maybe I'll go next week, you know. And then eventually I was like, well, I haven't been to the gym in like 3 months, so I'm just going to cancel my membership. And even though I canceled my membership, you have to give them 1 month's notice to cancel your membership. So 2 more payments still came out. I was still allowed to use the gym, but I was like, yeah, I'm done. Uh-oh. About time to go lay down, huh? Oh, I have quite a few mats actually. That's good. Just gathered some things along the way. I would like to be able to make my own gems and potions and flasks. To be honest, I have a treadmill and I've used it daily since November. Awesome. So you're noticing a difference. I think you even said that at one point. That's good. We used to have a treadmill, but when we moved here, we had to downsize on a lot of stuff. And honestly, if it was going to be put anywhere, it would have been in my room here, and it's already pretty crowded. I think that's it. Well, I was, but this week I had a big gain, and that'll happen. Um, it's possible.
Hello, motherfucker.
Oh my goodness. That scared me. I am Gamer Elite. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for putting up with me there in your stream earlier. How's it going? Thank you for the shout out, by the way, too. While I was at, oh, eating some grub. Oh, dude. I'm fasting, so um, I waited too long for dinner. It's almost 11. Yeah, but how? Wait, how long has it been since you ate? Like how many hours? What are you eating? That I need to know. What are you eating? One. Oh, that's a long time. That's a long time. So I'm doing a 16/8 fast, except now I've been doing it for 5 or 6 weeks now. Pasta with chicken and broccoli. Now, did you cook that? I only eat twice a day. Damn. Are you fit? Do you go to the gym? From a restaurant in town. Okay. Nice. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Um, I wish I could, well, I almost want to say I wish I could discipline myself to only eat twice a day. Um, but I love food too much. And with this 16/8 fasting, I think this is like the 6th week. I'm not sure, 5th or 6th week. And I'm doing really good as far as staying dedicated to it, loyal to it. But when I was eating in the 8-hour time period that I could eat, I think I ended up eating the same amount of calories that I would eat all day. For the most, I just would munch it together, crunch it together, if that makes sense. Instead of, grab something here, a couple hours later, grab something there, eat some chips, blah, 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 And the bad thing was, is when I did eat the chips, it was usually in the evening time when I'm laying down watching TV, or doom scrolling or whatever. On the bright side, I finished my Jack run, first one finally. Oh, nice! Congratulations. That's awesome. So then one day not accidentally, I guess I ended up being busy because the time that I have for my eating period is 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now I also work 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So depending on how busy I am or not busy I am, I tend to eat a lot. Um, so I started telling myself, okay, I'm not going to start eating until we have our morning meeting, which is at 8:30. Sometimes the meeting goes till 9:30. On this particular date, it went to like 9:30. And then I was trying to catch up on some stuff that I couldn't do while we were in the meeting. And the next thing you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a meeting at 10. And that meeting at 10 was not supposed to last that long, but it was like an hour. And next thing you know, it was like 11 o'clock. And I'm like, dude, I just fasted for like 20 hours. And then after that, the next day, so I could only eat for 4 hours. So after that, which it wasn't really that bad. And then the next day, I actually felt my body felt better in that 20-hour fast. So I tried to, and I did replicate that a couple different times here and there. Of course, on days that I have plasma, I can't, I won't. I'll definitely eat my protein in the morning, make sure it gets into my bloodstream before plasma. But yep, that'll do it. I love food, but I'm learning to love more fruit. Oh, I've always loved fruit. Fruit and vegetables, always. I've always like any place I've worked, everyone's always known me for like having fruit at my desk. Always fruit and vegetables. Always, always. And people always said, "You eat so healthy." I'm like, dude, I may be eating healthy during the day while I'm at work, but it's not always the case. But yeah, I used to eat so much more fruit and vegetables. But things are so expensive these days, you know what I mean? Um, I do a small lunch just to get rid of that hungry feeling with some fruit. Then dinner is big and bulky with carbs, veggies, and protein. Doctor's orders, more fruit. I've fallen in love with strawberries. Oh, strawberries are great. Strawberries and peaches and pears. Oh my. Yeah. Excuse me. You know who that is. Oh, pineapple. I love pineapple too. I have some frozen pineapple, and then I have some other frozen. I don't know. It's a mixture. I think there's mangoes. I think there's also pineapples in it too. Mangoes, pineapples, strawberries, uh, peaches, and I'll make smoothies with that once in a while. And then I also have my protein powder, so I have that too. On days that if I think I might not have enough meat or other protein things, I'll put some protein powder in it. Um, or when I was going to the gym more, I would have that more. Only thing I don't like is grapes. Really? Well, I prefer the green grapes. So I'm not a big fan of the red ones, but you hate grapes. And sometimes when you buy like the platter of fruits, there's grapes in them. So I try not to get those ones actually, because grapes are not that expensive, right? So I love the cantaloupe, the melons. Don't want them? You can give them to me. I'll take them. I'm not a fan of the red ones because they usually have seeds in them, or more so in the red ones than the green ones. But I've had green ones that have seeds. Is that why? Is it the seeds that gets you? Uh, in that case, you didn't even answer me yet. In that case, I'm still. Do you like raspberries? You just don't like them. Okay. Like the flavor, texture. Why? Why don't you like them? I mean, but do you like, you love raspberries and black? Okay. I have a hard time with the seeds, and I don't know if it's a sensory thing or something, but and that's why I said my mixture of fruit that I have has mangoes, peaches, pineapple, and strawberries, right? Sometimes there's dragon fruit in them too, but I don't usually get the frozen fruit mixture that has raspberries and blackberries in it. And I'm not really a fan of blueberries, but I have been making myself eat more blueberries because I know they're good for me. But when I make a smoothie and there's raspberries and strawberries and, blackberries, I don't usually eat too many blackberries either. And there's a lot of seeds in it. I have a hard time drinking it or even eating them, even if they're not in a smoothie, because I don't like having the seeds in my mouth, and they're just little tiny things. And that's a big reason why I probably don't eat as many little seeded fruits, except strawberries, um, as I should. So if I'm drinking a smoothie, I have to try to make sure my straw's not at the bottom because that's where all the seeds are, right? So I try not to, and then you still get seeds, right? And then I feel like people just learn to ignore them. More fruit, the better. Yeah, yeah. I feel like people have no problems ignoring them, but I can't help it. It's huge inconvenience to me. But I love raspberries. I'm okay with blackberries. I'm okay with dragon fruit, kiwis, all the little seeds, strawberries. Um, just not a fan. I am not really a fan of blueberries, but I still eat them. And then for vegetables, I love nice cut up, tray of like broccoli, cauliflower, celery, cucumbers, tomatoes. Yeah, I love it all. They never bother. Okay, so you're probably one of those people that you just eat them, you don't even notice them, right? And I don't know if it's a sensory issue thing that I have, but it's a huge inconvenience to me to have this. Like I spit them out, right? If I have a smoothie, I have to have like a piece of paper towel or something so I could spit them into it. I just can't do it.
With perseverance, strength. Sunwell's glory shine on you. Sinu Amanore.
Oh, there we go. Some recipes.
Anu Bala Balorialan.
Anu blah blah blah. Mm. Vicky says, I get frozen fruit and I eat a lot. There's a reason I get frozen, but I don't remember the last time I had a seeded grape here. but they're so expensive. Yeah, sometimes they are. But did you know you're actually not supposed to eat too many grapes at once? There's some issue or something. Maybe it's the texture. Oh yeah. Um, like I'm fine with the texture of the fruit itself, but once I'm done chewing, it's like all like and I swallow, I have the only thing I have left in my mouth is seeds. It's like my mouth separates them or something. I don't know. Maybe maybe I believed as a kid that if I swallowed watermelon seeds, a watermelon would grow in me or something. I don't know. That's not a thing. Because, for example, I love the taste of banana, but I hate the texture. Oh, hate it. I like bananas. Sometimes I have issues. Like I worry about, and this is with all, like pretty much all fruit, but I worry about creatures being in the fruit, and I've had creatures in the fruit. Maybe that's why you like frozen, Vicky. Vicky says, I get peaches, pineapple, blueberries, but I don't do blackberries. Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of the blackberries either. I don't know. I feel like their seeds are more intense than raspberries, if that makes sense. And maybe that's why. And I didn't really care for the taste of it at the start, but I would still throw one or two in if we had a mixture of it. Like at some point I'm like, yeah, I want some raspberry, and then I barely even use that mixture. Wow, look at all these I can get. Oh, that turned yellow fast. I need to get some more mats. I'm not doing that. All right. That is exactly why, Vicky says, and I find these days it doesn't last a day. Never had that, but hey, extra protein, I guess. Yeah, yeah, that's what they say. Eat your bugs, kids. I think it's one thing if I don't see it, I don't know that I'm eating it. Mind you, in a lot of things that are colored red, food color red, it's bugs, right? Um, but I don't know. I see, and maybe it's like an ADHD thing, or I don't know. Someone mentioned at some point I might be part autistic or something, but I don't know. I feel like it's just like a sensory thing, and I feel like yeah, just I don't like the yeah, don't like the seeds. Like I can't really eat a raspberry without separating the seeds in my mouth. And no, by the way, I cannot tie a cherry stem at all. Yeah, so what did I got my jewel crafting up to 23. Um, I thought I was going to be able to do more alchemy as well, but I don't know. There's no more recipes. Is there no timer on these? Nope, I guess not, but I don't have everything. What is that? Oh. Dang it. All the cool girls can tie the cherry with their tongue. Yeah, not me. I'm better at other things. No, no raid tonight. Thursdays and Sundays. But I made myself tentative for Sunday because it's Mother's Day. And My mom is planning on going to bingo, so I'm thinking about just surprising her and saying, "Hey, I'll come to bingo with you." So I don't know if we're just gonna go for the afternoon or the evening as well. So if we end up going for the evening, I won't be at Raid. So I don't think I'll be at Raid on Sunday anyway. So oh hell yeah, yeah. I am not only fortunate that my mom is still here, I'm also fortunate in the fact that she lives with me. Although sometimes it's a little frustrating. But overall, I'm really glad she's here. My sisters are not that nice to her, so she gets she gets the most comfortable here. If she goes and lives with someone else, she actually loses a lot of weight. And here, we may be poor, but most of the time we've got lots of food in the house. So nobody starves here. Um, so yeah. 26, can I buy some more recipes?
With perseverance,
Yes. 30. Oh, that's not bad.
chase your shadows.
But I guess I should probably lay down here. I ran out of mats. And the next thing I would do at this point is I would spend all of my gold on mats, and then I would pull gold from another character to get more mats, and I would probably sit here for a while doing the mat thing. Um, I didn't know what spot it went into. Just right click. That's all you gotta do. Wait, why would I? Oh, okay, I see. 125 to 180. Okay. I have my mom too. Granted, she's only for. Oh my gosh. That makes no sense. Do you grew up with your mom's music then? You grew up with your mom's music. Because the music you're playing on your stream, she's 46, I'm 27. Nice. Yeah, because a lot of the music you were playing on your stream, I totally thought you were like your mom's age. And I spent a lot of time with Grandpa. Oh, that's good. That is good. That was my 80s play. Yeah, I know. I know. Because I liked a lot of the music. Um, yeah. I'm older than your mom. I'm turning 50 this year, and I'm well cultured, and they made sure of it. That's good. That's good. I hope you had a really good childhood. I hope everyone has one, but unfortunately, it's not, doesn't work out like that. Where did I get more? Oh, I thought I got have mats. I don't have mats. I'm gonna close that because I'm gonna keep scrolling if I don't. Um, yeah, yeah. I know. Actually, it's not too far away, but I remember telling one of my friends who turned 50 a few years ago. I remember saying happy birthday, and what he said was, "I made it." And I feel like that's really like past, a mentality in the past. Like nowadays, like it, I 50 is just 50, you know? Like, but I'm gonna get to say I made it. How many people don't, you know? And that's sad. Wait, wait, wait. So you've been playing this game since you were about 30? Yeah, so okay, so since it came out pretty much. So it came out November. I said that in your stream though. It came out November. I know the exact date because my ex's birthday was November 24th. So it came out November 24th, 2004. At the time I was playing EverQuest with my ex, and I had my friends in EverQuest. Not that many. There was like 3 friends that I had in EverQuest, and I didn't want to lose my friends. And of course, at that time, many many years ago, um, I didn't want to quit playing EverQuest because I didn't want to lose my friends, and never even thought of, hey, let's exchange phone numbers, email address, whatever, right? We never we just didn't think of that back then. Um, and so World of Warcraft came out, and my ex was like, let's go play this," and I was like, "You kidding me? That game is so cartoony. That's ridiculous. I don't want to play that game. I want to stay in EverQuest where my 3 friends are." Um, never even, I don't even think we had the conversation of, "Hey, are you going to play this? Let's be friends." No, we didn't even have that conversation. Um, you know the name EverQuest? Yeah, we played that for a number of years as well. Um, and yeah, I want to say our kids were really young when we first started playing it. And then eventually, I don't remember if my friends stopped playing in EverQuest or what. Maybe they moved over to World of Warcraft, but we didn't really um, keep in touch. And then eventually I was like, all right, fine, I'll come play it. So I started playing World of Warcraft in April of 2005. Um, and since then, I've maybe missed 3 subs the whole time. I've paid every month since April 2005, except maybe 3. And that might be overstating. It might have only been 2 that I missed. Um, I put a lot of money into World of Warcraft. 20 years and you're not sick of it. Nope. I, which is, which is kind of funny because a lot of people, they they start up every like new expansion comes out, right? So many people come back and they play for a month or 2 and they max everything out and they just push, 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 and then boom, they're burnt out. "Ah, I don't want to play this anymore." Then they quit and they go play other games for however long until the next season comes out. Then they come back for the next season. Same thing. They rush to get to number 1 super fast and then they quit playing again. April 2005, I would have been 6 years old, if that makes you feel old. Did you play WoW Classic when all that hype was? It was vanilla. Um, to me, vanilla and classic are 2 different things. But yes, I was in vanilla. I played WoW vanilla from the well, pretty much very beginning. Um, yes, I was in there making the friends, and before we even had voice chat, I was the typing mother trucker. I had so many conversations with so many people just in typing. Um, so they don't enjoy the journey or just the end game. Yeah. I and it's actually funny because I'm not into the storylines. I'm not into farming achievements. I'm not into farming mounts or battle pets or doing all the side, like what do you call those assaults and whatever those things. I'm not into doing those side things. Um, I only quest as much as I have to. So yes, I pretty much do the whole campaign quest. Sometimes I don't completely finish them, but I do as much of the campaign quests as I have to, so that my alts can skip them. And I don't even play a lot of alts. I do have a couple. I did at one point. Um, I was playing this is my shaman. I was playing my shaman, my hunter, um, my death knight, my priest, um, and in are you in a big old guild? Nope. A lot of the people in some of the guilds I'm in, um, like this guild that I'm in here, Legion, um, there's like nobody. I don't even know when the last person logged on. Um, I haven't seen a lot of these people. These two are the guild leaders, or used to be the guild leaders, but they stopped playing like many years ago. I can I even see their names? Oh look, there's if I look at zone, there's someone 18 days. Other than that, yeah, this is a vanilla guild. Um, yeah, and that's why I still have this character in here because now she's the guild leader. And I basically the agreement when I was just going to hold the guild until the guild leader and his wife came back, and they never came back. So pretty much in a guild by myself. But even just opening that and like seeing people's names, like, oh, you know, I remember playing with these people and blah blah blah. And, you just wonder how people are doing, you know. But there's actually still 117 people in this guild or characters in this guild. Wow, good times. Yes, I was a typing mother trucker back then. And yeah, and now, like in the past couple of years, I've really only focused more on my priest. Um, with the odd time trying to get my Death Knight in there a little bit. But last season I actually did start doing a little bit of tanking on her again. And then I did some tanking um, at this expansion as well. So I'm hoping to try to keep up with the two. I am planning on getting my some of my alts up a little bit just for the professions. So that's the only reason why I have my shaman here is to do jewel crafting and alchemy. So and then my hunter is a leather worker, so I kind of want to get her to do some stuff as well. Um, yeah. But yeah, I don't really go out of my way for a lot of things in the game. I love to do dungeons, run dungeons, raid when I can, for as long as I can until I get kicked out of the raid group or something. Um, for not being good enough, not because I'm a badass, just because I suck. Which I almost lost my spot in this team's raid because I was not good enough, um, and then people were away, and then people left, so that kind of helped secure my spot in the raid. So bad, but not, I guess. I don't know. Um, yeah, good times. So my kids are. So you said your mom is 46 and you're 27. I can't even do the math on that. 20 years. Um, 19 years. Um, my kids are 25, 29 and 30. So we probably, do you have siblings as well? So I think we probably started, you know, at the same age, not at the same time, but probably around the same age. So I was pregnant when I was 18 and had my son not long after I turned 19. You have a 25-year-old brother? Nice. Do you guys get along? I hope so. You just came in to say hi, didn't you? Now you got stuck here. You're welcome. Our relationship now as adults is better than ever before. Oh, that's awesome. I have um I have four sisters, and I don't really talk to any of them. So, I mean, if we ended up being at the same event, like every year, my whole family has like a family reunion or a family camp out. It used to be called reunions every year, but now they're called family campouts. But a lot of the we get lunch together often. I'm so happy for you guys. That is awesome. That just tickles me pink. I feel like, family should be like that. Get, have lunch together often and, hang out. Does he play the same games as you as well? My sisters and I don't have that relationship. Um, one of my sisters started playing World of Warcraft for a little while, but um, not very long. Um, no, he doesn't really game. Okay, yeah, nothing wrong with that though, right? As long you guys get along too, I'm so happy for you. You have no idea how happy I am for you, for both of you. Um, and I'm sure your mom loves it. If he does, it's COD or Rocker League. He's a casual guy. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I had a falling out with my sisters, and the first one was in 2017, I think it was, when most of my sisters and I stopped talking. There was an issue with mom, um, being scammed, and one of my sisters caught her. She was sending money to some guy, military guy, you know. And my sister caught her and decided to take full control and wouldn't even let mom use her phone to call me or anything. And so mom did manage to get a hold of me, and I went and picked her up and rescued her. And it was a whole big fight. And um, she called the police on me and whatever. And this police guy that stopped me ended up being, I'm pretty sure, it was her boyfriend, my one sister's boyfriend. And he was just trying to strong arm me, like I am the law. And I was like, whatever. Like, just, I didn't do anything wrong, right? It can be like that with family, for instance. I don't talk to any of my cousins. 1 out of 8 I talk to. Oh, you have 8 cousins? I guess that's more normal these days. I don't know how many cousins I have. Let me just put it this way. My mom has 15 brothers and sisters. 15 or 16 brothers and sisters. Um, so when I say I don't know how many cousins I have, um, at least 10. Yeah, I don't. And then, so my mom has like 15 or 16 brothers and sisters, and some of her brothers and sisters have like 16 kids as well. Um, yeah, it is what it is. And that's why we have every year we have the family camp out. So that try to, keep everyone together and close. But as the years go by, aunts and uncles pass away and they're not at the family campouts anymore. And, you know, um, it's harder for people to go to them because, you miss the people, right? And um, not as many people go anymore. So, like I didn't go last year. Um, I don't think I've been there for a couple of years now. So probably three years or so. But um, yeah, just camp out with the family and but also it's like everyone's like about 5 hours away. So it's a bit of a drive to get there. Um, and then, it's kind of expensive. Um, and also when I do go, I make sure to buy, like lots of meat and like steaks and stuff. And I bring steaks and stuff, and I bring like a whole 50-pound sack of potatoes when I go. Or if I can't go, I still get the potatoes and I give it to someone else that is going. So I try to make sure that, they at least have those because there's a lot of people there, a lot of family. Um, so I'm looking forward to going this year though. So we'll see how it goes. Depends on finances and stuff. But yeah, it is what it is. Hey, Vero. Nah, I didn't even open it. You don't do those anymore? No reunions? You should. You should. But I mean, I totally understand. If you only have like 8 cousins and you don't talk to them, you only talk to one, right? That would be kind of awkward. Like I know, like I don't like hang out. My sisters and I, we used to hang out all the time, all the time. Like we were at each other's houses, you know, like at least 4 or 5 days out of the week. Always. We raised our kids together. Um, when they were all when mine were all younger, and um, most of our kids were raised together. And then of course we kind of grew apart, but we used to always do stuff together. Like our my family on my mom's side is always big into like baseball and hockey and stuff like that, and there would be a lot of outings and stuff, and we'd all see each other everywhere, family. And then when we had our falling outs, like I didn't really go to that many things, and you know, we it was a big difference, big change. Um, and then it's not like I hate them. It's just I just prefer not to have certain people in my life anymore. And if like I did end up seeing one of my sisters like last year or something. She came over to pick up mom and whatever to visit and stuff. And I chatted with her. How are things going? Blah blah blah. The usual chat you have with regular people or whatever. But that was like that's it. Nothing really much. Haven't really made plans to do anything together or whatever. So who knows? Maybe one day, but not at this time. And I'm really busy right now anyway, so perfectly okay to do. Yeah, yeah. So, and I would never wish anyone, a bad life or anything. So I hope things are going well for them, you know, and I hope that they hope things are going well for me. But um, one of my, well, I guess three of them are my stepsisters, but one of my stepsisters is not. I'm not really a fan of. I even if we were at the same thing, I don't think I would make an effort to try to talk to her. So thanks for the like, Furrow. Yeah. What time is it for you? It is 10:34 for me. I am thinking I should probably go lay down. Can I not put this in the other one spot? Crafting. Can I not put this in the apron spot? Oh, no, can't. So that's a helmet, I guess. Oh, that other one is helmet. Okay, I see, I see, I see. I see. I'm gonna check one more time for any public orders. Not that I have the skill to be doing any. These jewel crafting requests, like the profession request, that's once a week, right? Not once a day. Like, I don't need to do. Yes, mountain time. I'm in Alberta, Canada. Oil country. Canadian oil country. Oh, shoot. Well, I'm rested anyways. Weekly? Thanks, Farrell. Oh man, all these Canadians I'm surrounded. I'm sorry. That was just the perfect thing for me to say right at that moment. Have my chat is Canadian. You're welcome. You are welcome. That's because we're cool. That's why. Whatever. Yes, for the most part, we are good peoples. For the most part. We get grumpy too. Wait, did you say what time it was? Are you Eastern? You guys have like 4 or 5 time zones? Well, we have BC, Alberta, uh, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, I think Ontario. Wait, let me think. Ontario is 2 away from me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 or 6. Might be 6. Because we have Atlantic time. Oh, you're Central. Okay. Yeah. 11:30. EST Brunswick? Yeah, but BC decided to not do the time change anymore. Alberta's now thinking about not doing the time change anymore. Who knows? Who knows? Why are you staring at me like that? I know it's bedtime. People are buying my stuff in the auction house. Mailbox. Do I have the money yet? Yeah. That's good. Because it's old stuff. I don't really need it anymore. It is bedtime. All right. Let's see if anyone's streaming that I can raid. If anyone here is watching on Facebook or YouTube, please log over to Twitch. Let's do this raid. So I do have to say, I really had a hard time logging in tonight. Um, oh, no worries. Yep, yeah, I'll see. I'm following. Um, what was I gonna say? I really had a hard time getting off the couch tonight, and I was totally beating myself up the whole time, but yet not being able to move. Um, and then eventually I was like, just do it. So I just did it, and then I was like, I don't know how much I want to play, but we'll see. All right, let's do a raid. There are certain people, like some people, like I have not seen some people streaming for a little while that I want to raid. Nope, I don't see them anywhere. All right. Yeah, thanks for chatting. I really appreciate it. I love chatting. I sometimes I wish I could just log in just to chat, but I do enjoy the playing too. Um, oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I ended up following a lot of people. Um, yeah. I try to rate different people, at times, because, get that different exposure out there, hopefully. Chance at getting new followers. Um, yeah. So let's do this raid. I'm not going to tell you to follow. That's totally up to you. Stay a couple minutes. If you're lucky, he might even bring out his wiener for you. Um, and you decide if you want to follow or not. Um, Thank you for being here. Of course, as usual, I appreciate every like, share, comment, follow, view, stars, tips, donations, bits, subscriptions, and PayPal tips. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will be back tomorrow for a raid. I think it's 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Have a good night. Thank you for the chats.